everyone, welcome back to Family Builderstv, where we're building homes and transforming society. My name is Tosin Luwa. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how you can actually ask your husband for what you want and get it without using Kayamata, because I've seen a lot of people saying, well, I don't know if Kayamata is real or is not real, but then let's talk about how you can actually ask for what you want. And I think in one of my videos on Profit with Purpose channel, I've talked about how we can actually ask for help. I'm this kind of person that it's quite difficult for me to really ask people for something, at some point in my life, because I'm afraid they will say no, and if they say no, that's going to devastate me. We should not be, we should not be so, right? Because people have the right to say no, and when people say no, you can move on to the next person. So I have put the link to that video in the description so that you can check the video out on that channel. It's a long time, so about like 5 years ago or 3 years ago or thereabouts or so. So today let's talk about it. How can you ask your husband for what you want and get it? Okay, so the first thing is you need to note that what you want is not always money. It could be their approval, it could be their encouragement, it could be their support. So you need to understand that. So ask yourself, what do I really want from this person? Because when I know what I want, and then I'll be able to know how to present my case. Like there was a time my husband said, okay, so what do you want? And I couldn't say anything because I don't even know what I want. So there's a need for you to sit down and say, what do I want? So once you understand what you want, then it's easier for you to be able to present your case on whatever you want. Number two, you need to understand his mood. For some people, I've seen parents, older couples who will say, don't go and meet daddy now. Daddy might not be able to answer you now because they've been able to come to understand their spouse very well. They've been able to, understand them, understand what's going on with them, understand when to talk to them, understand their mood, understand their flow. So once you are able to understand his mood, then you can know when to eat the bullets. And when I say bullet, I'm saying the word that you want to use to speak with him, or the point at which you want to speak with him. Then be respectful and be disciplined. Sometimes it's difficult for you to get hold of that man because, number one, the way you talk often irritates him. He doesn't even want to listen to you because the words that are coming out of your mouth, they are not seasoned with salt. I've seen people, beautiful women, beautiful women, you look at them from the outside, great couple, and then you move close to them, you see how disrespectful this woman is, how rash she is, and then you be like, oh my God, this person needs to go to a finishing school. So it's very essential that we are respectful so that our words doesn't put our spouse away, like it doesn't turn them off. Anytime you want to talk, they are turned off because what you are going to say does not only that it won't make sense, it will make sense, but the way you present it, you're presenting it like someone who lives in the in the slum or something, or someone who lacks manner and etiquette. So it's very difficult for such a man to listen to you. It's always very difficult. And if he can't listen to you, how will you get what you want from him? So there's nothing that turns a man on than someone being respectful. Yeah. If there's anything that you want to use to turn on a man, is number one is being respectful, having manners, having etiquette, being poised, being polished. Those things are very, very essential. The next thing is you need to know that what he love most. What does he love most? Um, Sometimes uh, I've seen some people have had a cause of transformation in their life, or a change in their life, by just giving their husband gifts. I have one of my friends that said she just bought something for her husband and things turn around. I've seen some women of God too that said they just gave their husband some gifts and things turn around for them. So, what does that man love? You know, at one point or the other, learn to sacrifice and give him some gifts. Give him gift from the bottom of your heart. It could be the gift of your body. It could be the gift of, something he's been asking you for a long time, that you refuse to give to him, probably in terms of sex or something. There's a need for you to give him that as a gift. The next thing is you need to pray about what you need first. Some of us have turned our spouse to God, to a mini God. We need to learn to turn to God first. Then when we turn to God, then we can turn back to them and say, hey, this is what we need, and then it will begin to work out for us. The next thing is do what he loves most. He will ask you for what you want, or you ask him for what you want. When you do what you love most, sometimes some of them can decode that is because you want something. Say for example, in terms of sex, you give it to them the way they really want it. I've seen a lot of women weaponize, that point to ask for what they want. Trust me, if a man is at the peak, is on climax, asking for anything, he will ask, he will give it to you. And I'm not saying you should weaponize that, but if that is what works, please by all means do it. The next thing is you need to praise him for every little thing that and I'm not saying that we should probably enable them, or we should uh or overcompensate. That's the word. I'm not saying we should overcompensate them. I'm not saying that we should enable them. But when they do something, please praise them. Praise them for little things that you feel they have done. Because once you keep doing that, is is really going to energize them to do more in the future. But if you don't, um, then what do you think will happen? You might be the one that will be losing some of the benefits that could have come to you. So thank you so much for watching. If you're a man watching this video, there's a video that I have for you on how to actually love your wife more, so that she doesn't have to learn this trick to get things from you. Just love her the way she is, and things will begin to change in your relationship. Thank you so much for joining me today. Till I come your way again, keep becoming a better you, because things work when we work it, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.